In 1789, Mason de Luchet wrote, "There are a certain number of people who have arrived at the highest degree of imposture. They have conceived the project of reigning over opinions and of conquering not kingdoms nor provinces, but the human mind. This project is gigantic and has something of madness in it which causes neither alarm nor uneasiness. But when we descend to details, when we regard what passes before our eyes of the hidden principles, when we perceive a sudden revolution in favour of ignorance and incapacity, we must look for the cause of it. And if we find that a revealed and known system explains all the phenomena which succeed each other with terrifying rapidity, how can we not believe it?" The Illuminati are for many the men in black, the silent masters in the background who plot our futures. To others, they are a fable, a boys' club, created by frustrated Freemasons in the 18th century. There is, as ever, truth in all, but we must understand that most of the time we end up believing exactly what the marketing and propaganda machine wants us to believe. Sweeping aside the Christian Bible Belt influence of anti-conspiracy theorists and those crazy ideas of the conspiracy theorists such as they came from outer space, we have to get back to the basic facts as we know them. Standard history tells us that the Order of the Illuminati was started by Adam Weishapt, who was born in Bavaria in 1748. His father was a professor at the University of Ingolstadt and secured a scholarship at a Jesuit college for Adam, who then went on to become a law student at the age of 15. Ingolstadt was a steadfastly Jesuit area and had been for over 200 years. It has been said of the Jesuits that they were the world's largest and most powerful secret service, due mainly to the fact that they were feared by many in the Catholic Church, and that a universal confession could be well utilised for blackmail. According to a converted nun, the Jesuits offer the world at large a system of theology by which every law, divine or human, may be broken with impunity, and by which the very bulls of popes may be defied. It is a ghastly religion. It is a religion to be abhorred by all honest and honourable men. So, according to this 19th century writer, they were even above the bulls of the Pope. And even President Lincoln, who was finally assassinated after numerous attempts, said, "The Jesuits are so expert in those deeds of blood that Henry IV said that it was impossible to escape them, and he became their victim, though he did all he could to protect himself. I know that the Jesuits never forget nor forsake." On the one hand, the Jesuits fraternise with Freemasons, royalty and presidents, and on the other, take an oath which puts them at odds with just about everybody who is not Catholic. It is into this world Weishapt was brought up. By 1775, Weishapt was Professor of Canon Law at Ingolstadt, and it was this year he, or somebody else, chose for Weishapt to form a plan of an association of which he would head. This association would oppose the forces of superstition and lies, which can only imply religion. The thoughts of many commentators are that Weishapt so hated the Jesuits that he thoroughly intended to do away with them once and for all. Others believe that Weishapt was in fact trained by the Jesuits for the purpose of raising a worldwide army of spies who would constantly be feeding back information that the Jesuits could not get any more through their confessions. In fact, the Illuminati even set up their own confessions in line with that of the Jesuits. All of this surveillance and confession were fed back to the Jesuits from the very people who were supposed to be against them. How better to find out what was in the mind of the opposition than to be the opposition? This is a standard double ploy utilised for centuries by secret services of all religions and all nations. Through associations with the Freemasons, the Jesuits managed to get information from and influence to the Freemasons of the globe. Just how much influence the Illuminati finally had, or have, is unknown, as that is the idea of secrecy. But what can be seen is that following Weishapt's amazing creation out of the order of a much older institution, we suddenly have several worldwide revolutions and the balances of power shifting like never before. It is out of these times and revolutions that our present-day governments were formed. Read into that what you wish. The true history of the Bavarian Illuminati, like that of the Freemasons who erected the church buildings, is now so clouded in mystery that it is almost impossible to decipher. In the past few decades, so much madness has been written and subtle links glorified that the popular perception has the Illuminati still in existence today, ruling the world like some sci-fi elite. The fact remains that the links we do have reveal that the Illuminati were a group created subtly by the Catholic Church to stave off dissent within Europe's privileged and influential. Regardless of the evidence, however, the Church and even its opponents still maintain that the Illuminati were, and even are, opponents of the Church and State, even though there is precious little evidence for this. In those places that the Illuminati have been powerful, the Church is to this day still a big force, and yet in those countries, such as England, that no longer have a powerful Catholic contingency, the Illuminati are not. This is evidence in opposition to the normal belief.